Go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw Green Bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Freeze frame.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am joined alongside my lovely co-pilots. I got Mr. Green Bean to my this way. I got Mr. Matt O'Leary to my that way. Green Bean, how you doing tonight?
Dude, it is never quite as good of a day as a day where you can watch people argue over whether or not it was exclusive or non-exclusive when pertaining to Breece Hall's tag for over an hour. I am in a great mood because of that conversation.
I love it. We'll continue it more here. O'Leary, how you doing tonight?
I was going to say, nobody loves to argue over stupid shit more than Jets fans, and I'm ready to do it for another 2 hours right here.
Let's go, boys and girls. As you're hopping in here, please hit that like button for us. For every 10 likes we get on this video, we're going to get a qualifier for our hat, shirt, jersey, mug, eggs giveaway at the end of this stream. And if you're watching after the fact, leave a timestamp comment down below in the comment section. We'll get you qualified for next week's t-shirt, hat, mug, jersey, pillow, eggs giveaway for next week. We got a lot to get into. We can talk about the combine. We can talk about the free agent rumors that are coming up right now. Some guys getting released, Breece Hall getting the tag. Whole lot going on. But before we do, just want to say, make sure you get your tickets for the Talkin' Jets draft party. Let me see if I have. Woo! Did I pull it up? I don't know if I. Where is it? I don't know if I have it. Let's see if this will do it. Is this the right slide? It may not happen. Nope, I hit the wrong one. Let's see if this other button does it. Oh, that's not it either. All right. We got it. We got it. Here we go. We'll do one of these. Bam! Texas, Arizona, baby. We're going to be down in Hoboken. You get
Hell yeah.
$25. Get your admission into the state or into the arena, into the bar, the venue. You get your first drink included. Then you're going to get $5 draft beers, $5 well drinks, $5 house wines, 50% off apps, and a raffle ticket into our raffle. We'll be doing our live show. We'll have our crowd cam. Everyone's going to capture the reaction when we take Ty Simpson #2 overall and everyone loses their fucking cool. That's just going to happen. It's a good time. It's a lot of fun. Guys, it's our favorite time of the year when we're doing our draft party, and to be able to share that with all of you guys out there in Hoboken, it's going to be a lot of fun. Train is just 23 steps away. You can get your tickets down at talkinjets.com. Get them while they're hot. We got a bunch of people coming already. And, yeah, we're looking forward to hanging out with you. O'Leary, are you excited for the draft party?
I am. I think it's going to be awesome. I love getting the chance to, one, hang out with you guys, but everyone who watches us on a weekly basis. We get to talk Jets ball. We get to react together as a group. And, I mean, half-price apps, I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of that. I'm getting at least 100 wings for myself and Green Bean.
That's right, man.
I love it. I love it. Bean, you looking forward to coming up here and
dude.
Kicking around the old stomping grounds?
I'm trying to get my wife and kids to come too. They haven't committed yet, but I literally just sent them the graph. I just sent my wife the graphic. Like, all right, dude, I need to know. Like, come on, let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited to come up. Dude, O'Leary said, man, dude, we are gonna wing this joint up like nobody's ever seen. I think wings all night long. The only problem with wings is that when we're doing a live stream, is that you're on your computer. Remember, last time I was like, oh shit, I'm all gooey. Oh no, I can't comment.
I hate when I'm all gooey at my computer. It's not right.
Yeah. I mean, my computer's got some petrified goo on here.
Oh,
A little
no.
crusty now.
No, I mean like from other meals, cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cheese.
Yeah, I promise.
Dairy.
I promise. I'm a fucking I'm an upstanding citizen, dude.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be smart. I'm going to go to the boneless wings. Get a little fork and just
Ooh.
kind of
but
cheating. But on stream, I'll allow it. It's okay.
Yeah.
And we get everyone fired up.
Boneless wings are good, but it's like I don't know. There's something about it. It's different. There's something about the bone.
I
says.
don't feel right calling it a wing. Like I feel like it should just be called a chicken nugget at that point, and that's
It's
okay.
just
I'm fine with the flavored chicken nugget. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Right. Just say, hey man, buffalo flavored chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Cool. Yeah, that's all right. I'll have my little side of apple juice and maybe a little Happy Meal kind of action. Be good to go.
Cup.
Little sippy cup.
Dude, Cuca just writes spooge in the comments.
Oh no.
Oh jeez, we're going off the rails. It's not even.
Yeah.
We're not even
that
11
happened
minutes
quick.
into this thing yet.
It didn't take long today.
No, not at all. We don't usually start talking about the food this early. It's usually that's usually a back half of the show kind of thing. But we got some
But
stuff
come
to
on.
get
If we're talking half-priced apps, how do you not bring up wings?
You have
Yeah.
to. You have to. Paul says bone equals flavor. All right.
That's right. So my wife told me.
Is that part of your sticky goo?
That's part of the petrified goob.
All right. Let's steer this ship back. Breece Hall gets a franchise tag today. Maybe. Oh, you know what? Should we make a poll question and say, do we think it's the exclusive or the non-exclusive franchise tag, and just see how many people vote one way or the other?
Yeah, I'll end the poll and make a new one.
Boom.
What was the poll?
The poll was Kyler Murray, yes or no, but now it's going to be, did Breece Hall get the exclusive or the non-exclusive?
Yeah, but
franchise
here's the
tag?
thing with the Kyler Murray thing. You have to add the variable. Are you willing to sign him now that you know, number one, you don't have to trade. Number two, he's getting paid $36.8 million. So you get him for vet minimum.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key. That changes people's minds, dude.
Oh, it does. That was
gonna
the
do
argument
it.
I had for Tua too. The only argument I guess I would have maybe against the two different ones, they're both pretty injury prone at this point. I mean, Tua is like one hit away from never playing football again. Kyler, just might miss a few games. But I think the personality, there's things that rub me the wrong way with both guys. Like to me, Kyler just doesn't seem like the leader in the locker room that you'd want to have. Like the fact that they're putting in like studying clauses, and there's that clip of Aaron Glenn talking about like, oh, we know he's not like, oh, he doesn't study, and he just kind of laughs it off and whatever. Like, I feel like I'd be a little surprised if Kyler ended up being our quarterback even on the vet min. But then on the Tua side of things, like, is he like a broken guy at this point? How would he even react? But the vet minimum makes these guys seem way more appealing than say like maybe 20 million on Derek Carr or whatever, that could potentially be. So I guess since we're talking about the quarterback currently, and we'll let the poll question do its thing. Green Bean, what are your thoughts on Kyler, on Tua, and maybe just the quarterback position overall? But I want to touch on those two particularly because it seems like both of them are going to get released.
Well, all right. So the Kyler Murray thing, let me just say this. Not a fan of it overall because I really care about Garrett Wilson, right? He's on his 11th quarterback. Whoever comes in, it'll be his 12th, I believe. If you bring in Kyler Murray and he comes in and he's like, I don't give a shit about studying, whatever, I don't really give a fuck. Like, Garrett Wilson's going to have just about had it here. Like, you know what I mean? We had Zach Wilson, Mike White, Josh Jones, whatever, and then Aaron Rodgers, and and then we bring in Justin Fields, and he sucks. And it's just like, okay, all right, whatever we do, can we just have a guy who, number one, makes it through the season, number two, can actually play football for that period of time? Like, can we just do that? So I'm worried, like, as we try to like talk about this culture change thing that we're doing, getting rid of the solid lazy guys and and that whole, doom and gloom kind of, as soon as we're throwing an interception, everybody packs it in. That whole thing. We're trying to change that. Bringing Kyler Murray in doesn't necessarily jive with that mindset. Now, that said, if you can bring him in here for the vet minimum and not guarantee him a starting job, kind of like Russell Wilson, you know what I mean? Like that kind of a thing. Like, all right, well, if he wins the competition, like you bring in a rookie and maybe another vet, and you just let him fucking have at it, man. And like, so Kyler Murray starts the first couple games of the year, but you already know that Ty Simpson, who we used our second overall pick on, is going to come in and he's going to play starting like game 4 or something like. All right, if that's the case, but if you're like buying into this, it's Kyler Murray's team, then I don't like it. But vet minimum changes things. It does. You have to fucking count it. And you have to think about it. You can't be a vagina and go into the situation with a hard opinion. You got to look at all the variables and make an educated decision on this thing. Leave your emotions at the dinner table with your wife and kids and go be a big boy and sit down at the desk and put your fucking tie on and talk football, bitch. That's what you got to do. That's my 2 cents.
You got to think Kyler's probably, like, if we did bring him in, probably the most talented quarterback we've had in quite some time. Like, aside from, the shell of Rodgers. But, like, outside of that, you're talking, dynamic legs, strong arm, former number 1 overall pick. Like, there's clearly talent there. He's still young enough to be a guy for the next, could be a decade if he really, played well. Yeah, I don't know. Matt, what are your thoughts on the whole Kyler Murray thing?
Very conflicted on it. It makes me very nervous. I know, like, not having to trade for him obviously changes things, and paying him $1 million compared to some of the other guys on the market, like, obviously Kyler Murray better than whatever other guy you want to put out there. Trading for Tyson Bagent or something like that, right? Like giving up real draft assets for Tyson Bagent, but I am just confused by all of this because it doesn't seem to fit the Frank Reich stereotype for a quarterback. Plus, you had the video of Aaron Glenn laughing at the podcast, making fun of Kyler Murray for not studying. Plus, former coaches and teammates coming out and saying, like, yeah, this is not really a guy you want leading your football team. The talent is obviously there. There's a lot of red flags with it. But like Green Bean said, if they're open to bringing in 2 veterans, signing Kyler and someone else and being like, hey, you got to compete and earn it is probably the best way to go in that scenario. I'm not rolling out the red carpet for Kyler Murray and doing the whole, this is a former first overall pick, 2-time Pro Bowler. He just needs the right situation and it's all going to turn. I don't have it in me to get there. I just don't. I'm sorry, guys.
Right.
But if it's how he described as like a Russell Wilson like situation where the Steelers sign him for nothing and Justin Fields goes there and they compete it out sort of thing, I feel a little different about it.
I'm going to give you my concrete answer now. I've landed on a thought process while you guys were talking. And I'm not going to touch Kyler Murray with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to like kind of rub it in his face too. I'm going to like make a scene about it. And then I'm going to hope that he's like, oh yeah, I'll show them. And he's going to sign with the Dolphins, and he's going to implode that locker room, but they're going to win enough games to not get Arch. And then I'll feel okay. And then whatever quarterback we have will be fine. Still be on a good track. We're going to sabotage the Dolphins. They got to pay Tua so much money, they got to go with someone with the vet minimum at this point. Unless they're just rolling out Ewers, which is entirely possible for this year. I think they got to be they got to be the favorite to get the number 1 overall pick, I would think.
Is Zach still under contract there, or was it a 1-year deal? I
think it was just a 1-year deal.
No. Yeah, he's a free agent again.
I wonder where he's going to land.
I feel like you could see him land in like San Francisco or something like that as just like a backup and try to rehab a little bit, his
Toronto Argonauts.
I mean, you could be off the
there you go.
CFL or whatever. What do we think about Tua and like the potential of him getting cut? I think I've seen just broad strokes talking about like the vet minimum quarterbacks, guys Atlanta maybe might be an option for some of these guys. The Vikings come up in conversation a good amount. Kirk Cousins is out there, but it doesn't sound like the Jets are going to be involved with Kirk this year. So just some interesting pieces for where guys could potentially move and which one fits the best for us. I keep coming back to Carr because of Carr's comments on the Jets and us bringing him in, 2 or 3 years ago when we were looking at Rodgers. And I don't think Carr is like the most athletic quarterback or the best quarterback that we could bring in. To me, I think Kyler and Tua would both be better options than Carr, but I think Carr is probably the best to I don't want to say reset the locker room, but kind of be a mentor that could still have a few years left. I feel like you could sell it to the fan base. You could sell it to the players. He knows some of the guys in the locker room already that have been here, since that first visit. So I still end up landing back on Carr. Even if that's a trade, it's going to be a late round pick swap, if anything. I mean, if he comes out of retirement, the Saints might just have to cut him anyway from a salary cap perspective. So maybe you don't even necessarily have to trade for him. Dream Bean, where are you landing on the Carr side of things?
Yeah, I mean, I think more information is needed. I'll be honest, I don't want to trade much for him. I mean, if you can throw
call it a 6.
Something like that. All right. Okay. I could do that. But I mean, I'm not anti the Carr thing. It's like what Matt said before about Kyler. I don't want to buy in this idea that Kyler Murray, Derek Carr, that they're coming in here with some, we have this idea that, this is going to be something. I just want to hold over if it's one of them, and I just want a rookie in here. That's what I want. I understand what everybody's saying about not taking one because we want to wait till 27. I'm not the biggest fan of that because I don't really know what 27 looks like. I don't really know where we're going to be. I don't know what's realistic. I don't know anything. So I don't want to use 3 firsts to jump up and all this kind of crazy shit. And but anyway, so I just think this year, we have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 12 picks and $100 million. A lot can be done, especially when you look at a team who has 4/5, at minimum 3/5 of the offensive line and a backup in place. Garrett Wilson, A.D. Mitchell, John Mechie, and the handless speedster Arian Smith. We have, if Breece, if they end up getting a contract done, you got the running back room from last year. If they bring in Wangu back, you got the kick return thing locked up in your running back 4. We got a young tight end. We're not that far away to be able to compete and be good enough to end this damn playoff drought. And I don't know. I just don't want to buy into this idea oh, Derek Carr is going to come and he's totally healed and he did it fucking with berries and roots. And
I feel like that's more like
Kyler
Aaron
Murray.
Rodgers than it is, like Derek Carr.
Well, Carr didn't have surgery though, right? Didn't he? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he not? Yeah, he just let it heal. He rubbed berry juice on it or something. I don't fucking know, man. I'm a big fan of.
We're going to spend $100 million in free agency. We're going to have all our draft picks this year. We're going to get a bunch of talent in here. We're going to bring in Derek Carr, and then the hype machine starts going. The schedule comes out, and all the hype videos start going, and then it's all right, here we go. The group buys going. We're rocking week 1, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But my ideal quarterback room, I think, in my head, in a realistic sense, not shooting for the moon or anything, but I'd love to have Derek Carr come in. I'd love to trade for Jacoby Brissett because it sounds like Jimmy Garoppolo may follow the floor from LA to the Cardinals. So they have their bridge quarterback kind of in place in that capacity. So you have almost like this Giants, Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston type of situation where you have 2 veterans at quarterback 1 and quarterback 2. And then you bring in another quarterback through the draft. And I'm with you, Green Bean. If they like someone enough to go out and draft him wherever that is, it could be first round, it could be second round, it could be 4th, 5th round, whatever. I prefer maybe the day 3 selection, but I wouldn't forego the quarterback. I'd rather, even if you have to burn 16 because you like the guy and you think he could be good, but then you might have to throw that pick out next year because maybe you're selecting a better player in 2027 or something along those lines. Like, I'm okay with that type of gamble because you still have a tradable asset at that point, as opposed to just throwing your hands up and maybe not having someone potentially on the roster. So give me the 2 vet quarterbacks and a young rookie. Someone like, I know a lot of people are going to bring up Alar. I like Talkin Green a lot. I think that would be a fun, like, dart throw. Cole Payton, Nussmeier, like any of those guys. I keep kind of coming back to like the 4th round. Or if we wind up with a 3rd round pick, I'm fine with using that 3rd round pick on a quarterback at that spot. That's kind of probably the sweet spot for me. O'Leary, what's your maybe dream scenario, or how would you like to see this sort of play out?
I like the shout out on Jacoby Brissett. One, because he was actually pretty good last year in Arizona. He had 23 touchdown passes and like 12 starts. And he was worked with Frank Reich before. He's a veteran. I just feel like he is the perfect stopgap bridge starter kind of guy. You kind of know what he is. It's a pretty low ceiling. The floor isn't absolutely abysmal. Like, I could live with Jacoby Brissett. And I think, with that, maybe it's another veteran addition and then one of these guys. I kind of like Garrett Nussmeier, I think, out of the crop of Nussmeier, Beck, Alar, Payton, Klubnik, Green, out of that crew. So I would take the gamble there and then just may the best man win sort of situation, right? Like, probably Brissett. I'm sure at some point you'd want to see the young quarterback get in and just see where this thing goes.
Where do we think Nussmeier may go? Because I agree with you. I think Nussmeier is probably the best option in the draft because I like that his dad's an offensive coordinator. I like that he was considered like the #1 overall pick this time last year coming out in the draft. Like, there's just a lot of things to like. The injury this year held him back. Do we think he did enough in the offseason so far? He obviously has his pro day left to elevate himself into that 2nd round conversation. Do we think he's like 3rd round? Being, any thoughts on Nussmeier at all?
I don't really love Nussmeier. And it's funny, like how, when you watch just the quarterbacks in general, it wasn't quite the hubbub that I hoped, but I did like seeing guys that had kind of a little bit of a negative maybe rep lately start flinging it around. You know what I mean? Like, I liked it. I like hearing people change their tunes. But that all said, my dream scenario for this year is that we sign Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, and draft Ty Simpson. I think that would be, and if not Ty Simpson, if you're doing other work in the 1st or whatever you want to do, then go ahead and take I would say Alar. And just let him hang out with that group. Let him hang out with Musgrave, Wright, Cousins, and Carr, and let him get surrounded by guys who know some stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think that would be a good plan, and could pay dividends. Like, maybe not as flashy as some other plans, but like it's real kind of brass tacky. It's like, all right, man, well, everybody in this fucking room knows what they're talking about. There's no arguments there. Now, you can argue who's good, who wears eyeliner, you can who cries. That stuff you can argue about. But every single person in the room knows football, and the kid is coming into a room of adults. There's no bullshit. There's no Kyler Murray. There's no Aaron Rodgers. There's no bullshit around those guys. You know what I mean? They're just football players and coaches. And I like that kind of a scenario. I think it's time for us to stop with the drama. Aaron Glenn's got the drama all wrapped up. He's got it taken care of. Let's just get fucking the quarterback to play some football. That's what I think.
So I want to do a poll question because I feel like there's an interesting kind of thought process that could go into this. So if someone were to like Ty Simpson, I think most of us are thinking you probably got to take him at 16. I think if he does somehow, like let's say you go Reese and a wide receiver at 16 and Simpson makes it to 33, I think the majority of fans would probably be on board with drafting him at that point.
Yeah.
But let's say Ty Simpson at 16. I think Alar probably has to be pick 44 at this point.
Yeah. He's not going to be that 4th round pick that we were talking about a few weeks
No,
back.
definitely not. What other guys like and picks do we necessarily like associate with some of these other players? I'd like to have more than just Ty Simpson 16, Drew Allar 44, because I want it to be like, you know, like even if it's you know, Talon Green, if we think he could be a 6th round pick, maybe we say like it's a 5th round pick, like just have it a little bit higher than maybe the comfort level implies. Matt, any thoughts on other 2 quarterbacks we could add to this poll question?
I was replying in the chat, to be fully honest with you. I wasn't listening. Who are the other ones that we have?
So I got Ty Simpson at 16. Like what would Jet fans prefer? Ty Simpson at 16, Drew Allar at 44. And I want to try and find 2 other quarterbacks
Okay.
that might be like
𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐫𝐢 in the 6th.
all right.
Did you see who he's looking up to and asking for advice from?
What, everybody?
No, one very specific
Is that
person.
a short joke?
Yeah, I thought it was a short joke. I thought you set me up.
No. Like
No, who is it?
very close on that same stratosphere, maybe even worse than Zach. Johnny
Lance.
Manziel.
Oh yeah, I did see
No
that.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
Real
me
story.
laugh.
I mean,
Real
honestly,
story, not made up.
I don't know if you've seen any of the interviews with Johnny Manziel since he's been out of the league, but it feels like he's had a little bit more of like a reckoning, like, hey, like I screwed up, like don't do this. Like there might be some wisdom involved in that. And honestly, I think Pavi is a dog. Like he's honestly like a very fun quarterback to watch. It's not someone that I would be very thrilled to like, you know, expect to be the number 1 quarterback, but like if we're just throwing a dart out there, why the hell not? Guy played in the SEC. He's short, but so is Kyler. So is, you know, Bryce Young. Short could work. And if you're not investing a premium pick in it, why not? So we got 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐫𝐢 in the 6th. What other?
Cole Payton.
Cole Payton. You know, so I'll say Cole Payton in the 6th as well. I'm curious where people kind of fall on this. I feel like it's probably going to be one of the first 2 in Simpson and Allar, but who knows? So
Telling you, Pavi is going to make people fuck. He's going to make somebody a winner.
Well, what's interesting with him is it's just such a low swing. Like it's such a like there's not much risk, and there's a lot of like that's the same way I feel about Green, the same way I feel about Sawyer Robertson, the same way I feel about Cole Payton. Like all those guys, like it's no different than like a Joe Milton coming out or, you know, what was it? Jordan Travis. Granted, the injury sucked. You know, just a late round dart throw. One of those guys that like, if you were to say, hey, would you rather trade 2 5ths for Tyler Barron or use one of those 5ths on like a dart throw at quarterback? We're only looking for like, hey, can you hang around as a long-term backup? And if you have anything more than that, cool. Like, that's awesome. I feel like Carson Beck, I don't love his ceiling. I think he's got a really high floor. Like, I feel like when I watch him, he's like almost like a guaranteed backup. And like, I guess I sort of feel that same way with, you know, that mid-round section of quarterbacks. Like, could pop off, but not so much. I don't know. Just not. I'm not expecting a whole lot from that crew, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, those situations, man, like, you know, somebody said in the chat, like, when have the Jets developed a late round quarterback? We haven't, dude. I mean, it's really true. The closest thing you can really say is, well, there's 2. There's Jeff Blake, but he popped off when he left the Jets and went to the Bengals and all of a sudden exploded. He was a 6th round pick. And then you had Ray Lucas, who was a wide receiver we drafted and changed to a quarterback. And then Parcells used him as last resort when, you know, Testaverde went down. Tom Tupa couldn't play punter and quarterback all year. And then Rick Meyer sucked the balls. So we ended up going with Ray Lucas, and he played, you know, he played really well. If we'd have put him in 1 game earlier, we would have made the playoffs that year and everything. But other than that, we're not, you know, we don't do that. That's not what we do here. But I think it really goes like it's important to say that those guys who end up popping off, like, oh man, why didn't we fucking draft this guy in the 6th round? If we drafted him, he sucks. We don't have anybody here to coach him. We don't have a system. We don't have players. When they go to Green Bay or they go to 49ers or whatever, there's a system in place that they just fall into that's already successful. And with Frank Reich, granted it's not here already, but with Frank Reich, again, man, look, Frank Reich has slipped, the last couple of years of his coaching and all that, but he's been a proven commodity in this league. And like the idea that maybe he learned a little something from the bad times too, going down to Carolina and it falling apart, and his head coaching gig not really working out the way he'd hoped, and all that kind of stuff. But if you draft a mid to late round quarterback and Frank Reich and Musgrave are here, it's a little bit different than fucking Tanner Engstrand in his first stop, who we were all hopeful for, but his first stop, and then a quarterback coach that we all wanted to see go. You know what I mean? Like, and then before that, we had Calabrese as a quarterback coach. Before that, we had no quarterback coach, and 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐞𝐽. Like you're when you wonder why, like it's not hard to see, man. Like our hearts are in it, so we're always rooting and 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐽 is much better than people think, and and all this kind of shit. But it's like, if anybody looking without their Jets heart on, with their green goggles, they go, oh yeah, there's no way that a Diego Pavia going to fucking 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐽 or whatever. It's like, there's no chance. But now we actually have an offensive staff that has a track record of success in this league, So this might be the year to do something like that, especially if the vet that you get is also somebody that's kind of known to be a good football player and a business as usual. Like you bring in Kyler Murray, dude, and we're setting in bad habits to the kid and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, man. Like, again, like vet minimum, you got to factor it in. You got to include them into your decisions in, your process. In my opinion, you got to do it. Like you're foolish not to. But at the end of the day, if you can get Derek Carr in here, I know Cousins is unlikely, but if you can do something like that and then draft one of these guys, you make the room consistent. Like, you don't want a whole bunch of different weird skill sets and all that. Like, whatever it is, Frank Reich, like 6'2" and up, good. Everybody should be 6'2" and up. Everybody should be able to do the same things, the same talent, like the same skill sets, the same strengths, so to speak, same type of quarterback. And then we just build the fucking system and shove it down these guys' throats. And let's play some football, and let's see if we can develop a guy. But we're thinking that just because Joe Milton came in and looked great for a team with coaches, and we're going to go pay him and trade. Like, hey, come here, dude. Ain't no guarantee that he's going to look the same. You know what I mean?
No, definitely not. I like the ideas. I saw someone put it in the chat before. Andy Dalton is another name that's kind of popped up in the Reich kind of circle. Really like Brissett, Carr. I think those three are kind of the guys that I'd like to maybe center the quarterback room around. Two of them ideally would be my thought with the addition of a rookie. And holy smokes, Mutt Viles. Mutt Viles dropping a 200.
Oh, Billy.
Holy cannoli.
Holy
Mutt Viles.
macaroni, Mutt Viles.
You're a champ.
See what he said.
Mutt Viles says,
I want to know what he's saying.
I'm happy we tagged Hall. No one on the roster is being paid the big bucks, and we have to keep our own talent if we want to be successful. I would love for the draft to go Reeves at 2, trade up or at 16 get Sonny Styles, trade back up for a wide receiver or Ty Simpson, and sign Tua on the vet min. I know that's crazy. So Mutt Viles, first off, holy friggin' cannolis, you're awesome, by the way. Far too generous. And as far as Hall, very, very pumped. We haven't really touched on it much, but very happy that Hall's back. Love that we used the tag on him. I thought for sure we were going to use the transition tag on him just because it was a little bit less, but I like the franchise tag option. I feel like it sort of implies like, hey, you're valuable to us. We want you to be in this room. I think it gives you the ability to then trade him later on if you needed to. And I think his signing bonus would have been at least $14 million anyway if they're working out a deal. You're probably talking $20 million guaranteed, something along those lines. So you just work the deal around that sort of framework. As far as the rest of your comment here, I think they are going to go Reese at 2. I think Sonny Styles, you're probably going to have to get up to like top 5, top 6, maybe. I don't think he gets past Washington, honestly. And
I know everybody's talking about Salah, you know, like I know everybody's talking about the Titans being like they're going to be all over the wide receiver for Cam Ward, but Salah's in the house and he can't do shit without first-round picks on the defense. You think there's any?
Oh, dude, he's going Bailey, Reese, or Styles. It's one of those 3, I think. Whichever one. I'm assuming we're going Reese. I think Bailey could make a lot of sense for him, and I think Styles could make a lot of sense for him. It's going to be one of the guys we don't take at the top, which is kind of a stupid way to say that, I guess, but I agree with you.
What do you think, Matt?
I was going to say I would even throw in Ruben Bain, too. I think he fits because it's a 4-3. With the Jets running a 3-4, I don't think Bain really fits for the Jets' needs, but I would be absolutely shocked if he doesn't take an edge rusher at pick 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like Mudfile said, like I don't see, you know, I mean, that's a pipe dream. Sonny Styles at 16. Yeah. It's just not gonna happen. Like we would have to trade up. It's gonna take at least 44. Like I was looking at it earlier. Like if you jumped up to
44, gets you to 8.
To 8, well, and with change,
16. With 50 points change, yeah.
Yes, 60. So you can get like their 5th round pick or something. But generally speaking, if you're trying to move up, you're going to overpay a little bit. So 60 points is probably smooth. Just like cost of doing business, so to speak. But yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I mean that's it, right? So if you get up to 8, which is I believe the Saints.
Yep.
Yeah, you're still. I mean, if he makes it to 8, you start talking about it.
Yeah.
Because look, we're grabbing Arvell Reese. The only thing I can see happening that Reese is in a Jet at 2 is if we just fucking get nuts and we pull the trigger on Ty Simpson at 2. Or if we get scared. I'm telling you.
I think it's realistic. I really do.
It's realistic, dude.
It scares
it's realistic
because I don't want it, but yeah.
But it all depends on the room, dude. If the kid ends up popping off and it's fucking worth it, man.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like if the quarterback hits, it's worth 2 and no one's going to think twice about it. The issue now is that we've already reached at number 2 on a quarterback once. Is it worth reaching on someone with so few starts? Dom and I were doing a mock draft last night. We were kind of talking through the process, trying to see if like each different pick could trigger the Ty Simpson selection. Not necessarily just our picks, but like the Rams at 12, the Steelers at 21, the Rams at 29 or whatever they were at. And we just kind of kept going through the motions. And we actually got to the point where we took him at the Rams' 2nd first-round pick just to like have it happen. But there is a situation where I think he could get to the back end of the first, and maybe you consider trading up just to get the 5th-year option. And you know, I don't think he's going to fall to the 2nd. The one player at 16 that I think is really interesting to talk about because of the injury is Caleb Downs. I think there's a chance that Thieneman goes before him at safety if there's a team that wants to pull the trigger.
With this injury shit.
That's what I'm saying. If it's degenerative, like we saw the kid from Michigan, the corner, fall from top 5 to 2nd round. Like if Downs is there, I'm taking him at 16, no questions asked. I might even take the other safety at 16. You know, they looked so good.
So good, dude.
Yeah, I think there's a situation where you could walk away with Reese and Downs in the first round, and I'd be game for that. As far as
you're
trading
not
back
scared,
what,
Matt? You like you're not. I mean, the degenerative thing. Like, what are they talking about it? Like years wise. Like, what are you going to get out of this guy?
I don't know. Miles Jack played, I think, for 7 years or so. That's just it. I don't know enough about the medicals on it, so you know, I guess there's that grain of salt that you really have to take into account. It depends who else is on the board too. Like if Downs is gone, that means there's another player that went in his spot ahead of us because we've been accounting for him going in the top 15 this whole time. We're still talking to 3 wide receivers for the most part. Mekhi Lemon had really bad interviews. Jordan Tyson has the injury bug, didn't participate at the combine. Like there's a lot of things to maybe feel uneasy about with that particular pick. Where I think you might be able to talk yourself into safety. But if the receivers go early, like let's say the receivers are gone, Sonny Styles is already gone. Are you going with a safety? Are you going with a guard? Are you going with Ty Simpson? Are you going with, I don't know, like who else could you throw in? Like a linebacker or something like that? Like if you go Reese at the top, I don't know if we're necessarily going linebacker at 16, like other than, the crazy situation of getting Styles. But Matt, what are your thoughts at 16 if we go Reese at 2?
I would look for wide receiver at that point and see if one of the guys of the big 3 are there. Lemon, I think the issues are getting a little bit overblown with him. I don't think it's like a lack of him caring or like character concerns. I think he's just kind of a little bit of a weird dude, which happens. I don't know. Wide receivers could be a little bit weird like that. So I think he would be a home run selection for the Jets. So I would look for a wide receiver and hope that one of Carnell Tate or Mekhi Lemon are there.
Now let's use the hypothetical of those 3 are gone. We actually had in our mock last night, we had the choice between Lemon and Tyson. We had Carnell Tate going 5 to the Giants. But let's say the situation where the 3 receivers are gone and you have to start making some hard decisions. Is there a position maybe you want to go, or is there maybe a specific player that you're kind of eyeballing at that spot, Matt?
At 16?
At 16, yeah. Like let's say there's a situation where the 3 receivers are gone. Like let's frame it in like almost like I don't want to say worst case scenario, but I feel like most Jet fans want that receiver at 16. So if we try to pivot and force ourselves to think maybe a different direction, does it become more Ty Simpson at that point?
It could. I wouldn't rule it out. I'd be very curious about how the safety looks with Caleb Downs or Dylan Thieneman. I really am a big fan of his game too. I liked McDonald to the Jets too, but I think after the Sweat trade, that seems less pressing. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really want to see them go corner early in this draft. I'd rather them go a different direction. Like, is Sadiq crazy?
No, I think it's reasonable. I think it's still a weapon for a young quarterback, and I'm fine with that. I would say I don't necessarily want to go tight end, but I wouldn't hate it either. Bean, where are you at if the receivers are off the board at 16?
Well, just to answer that, you mentioned Sadiq. I wouldn't be anti that either. And you're thinking, like the way you said it is exactly my thinking too. Like, so if the top 3 receivers are gone, and those are the only ones that are really, I mean, other guys are going to go likely in the first round, wide receivers. I mean, we see it all the time, but those are really the first round wide receivers. But Sadiq can also be a weapon. And I was talking to Dom about him, and he thinks he's a great complement to Mason Taylor. So that could be really interesting, And then you can use use a second round pick, one of the second round picks on a wide receiver if you'd like. It makes more sense back there. I will say this. This is what's weird. I came into this whole season, this offseason, with no offensive line in the first. Hard stance. I am softening. Like if the wide receivers are gone, you got Reese at 2. Sonny Styles is gone. One of the safeties is, Downs is gone. Ty Simpson's gone. And you're just looking at it and you're like, we do have a hole on the offensive line. I mean, depending on what we do in free agency, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, fucking grab Vega and just sticking him in there. Like coming out of the first with Reese and Vega isn't the worst thing in the world. I hate that we keep doing it, But is he the best player on the board? Like, and so this is a year that like I mean, I'm always best player available, but I really lean hard BPA at need, right? Like you don't want to go need over BPA, but like the best player that's on the board at a position that he can come in and make an impact when you're talking about the first round, particularly. But Vig, it is a need. And he's like, if he's the best player on the board, doesn't it make sense
and
to
imagine
do
a
it?
situation where it's, back to Olu and Vega who played together in college, and maybe you throw in an Alar later on. Like there's been like Garrett's commented on some of Alar's posts. You've seen Olu comment on some of Alar's posts. Like there is a chemistry there. You could see something like that come to fruition. And I agree with you, Green Bean. I think there is a situation where you could land on that. I really don't want to have to go that direction because we've spent so much premium capital on the offensive line. Like every other team just has good offensive linemen that happen to be from other rounds. I would like to spread that, money out a little bit more. But there is a situation where I think you do consider that. I would hope if you got to that point, if there's a trade down scenario, maybe there's someone willing to come up for the offensive lineman, and maybe that's where you get some of your recoup draft picks. Maybe it's like, hey, we get our 3rd round pick and now we're going to use that on our quarterback. Or, I haven't really considered 16 much of a trade down spot, but I guess there's situations where I could talk myself into it. Matt, what are your thoughts on the offensive lineman early?
It depends, right? So if there's a scenario where Elijah Vera-Tucker and John Simpson both leave in free agency, then yeah, I think you're looking at it on, in either the 1st or the 2nd round. And I think there's, whether you want to go with Ioane in the 1st round, or I know one of your favorite guys in the 2nd round is Pregnon. I think it's something that would seriously be in consideration because you want to keep a strength, right? Like, yeah, you feel good about, right guard and the 2 tackles, but Myers probably isn't a long-term answer at center, and then you still have a major question mark at guard. So it depends on what they do in free agency, but like there is a scenario where both those guys leave, and if they do, then that becomes a little bit more pressing.
Yeah, it's funny because Dom and I did the mock last night, and we got Pregnon in the 2nd. So it's like, why am I so like okay with Pregnon in the 2nd, but maybe not in the 1st? It's mainly just coming down to like potentially the 5th year option, potentially the amount of money you're gonna have to spend on that, and maybe foregoing other positions. But as Green Bean laid out, receivers are gone, Downs is gone. Let's say Ty Simpson's gone, or maybe you don't feel comfortable enough taking him. Yeah, I agree with kind of both you guys. I think it makes some sense. Now, as far as trading back up for a wide receiver or Ty Simpson, on the back half of Mutt Vile's comment here, I don't want to trade back up into the 1st. I would kick the idea around maybe with the Broncos, with our connection with the coaching staff, or with the GM with Muji. I would play around and see like what would that look like? What does that cost us to go up 2 picks or 3 picks to then get maybe a falling Ty Simpson, to get that 5th year option? Or maybe there's a receiver we like and you want to do that. Like, I don't want to give up 44. We don't have the 3rd round pick. Is it a 3rd round pick in 2027? Okay, I mean, I would consider it, I guess. We got enough draft capital next year early on with the 3 firsts and the 2nd anyway. I don't know.
Well, and think about it too. Like, what if you end up doing that, right? So you end up going Reese and Vega in the 1st, and then you go ahead and you get Cooper in the 2nd. Maybe even slide back a little bit and get a 3rd and from 33 and something like that. You work, you do a little something and you get your wide receiver, but it makes sense, where it makes sense. And then you're able to get like, maybe a safety, let me look at something. So but just something like that there, you get, Genesis Smith, you know what I mean?
So how about this for a conundrum towards the back end of the 1st? And it's a little frustrating, potentially. Let's say Ty Simpson's falling. He's at pick 28 at the Texans. The 2 teams that I could see possibly making a move for Ty Simpson would be the Jets and the Cardinals. The Cardinals with LaFleur have the connection with the Rams at 29, and the Jets have the connection with the Broncos at 30. So, like, the Cardinals might hop up to 29 to get Ty if he falls that far. And the Jets might be thinking 30.
If you let him slide that far, then, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. But, like, you know.
LaFleur also has the connection with the 49ers at 27 also. Like he might have some more potential pathways to dialogue to get up if he wanted to make his pick this year. He may not. He may be all right with waiting for 2027. That's the puzzle piece of 2027 in the quarterback class, and how this crop of bad teams feels about this year's crop of quarterbacks is very fascinating to me, because I don't think the Browns are gonna go high on a quarterback. I don't think the Jets or Cardinals are really going to go high. But the second round and the back end of the first is kind of where you start kicking around the idea, just like the Giants did with Jackson Dart. And it lessens the, potential risk at that point too. In this particular, in the Tankathon mock I'm looking at right now, they have Ty Simpson 34 for the Cardinals, which I think there's no way the Jets pass on him at 33 if he's there.
33. No, I'm with you on that. I think if he gets to the second round, he would be their first pick.
Yeah. And then as far as sign Tua to the vet min, I don't hate that. I don't think the Jets are going to do it, but I don't hate that move either. Mutt Files, you are a gentleman and a scholar. And
thank you, Mutt Files.
You're a champ.
I don't like Tua though, Mutt Files. I just don't want him.
I will see. Like I guess my thought process on Tua is like, I'm so pro quarterback in 2027 anyway. Like, I think Tua's got the highest win percentage. I think he's got the highest amount of potential upside, but he just has so much volatility with the cold weather.
And Tyreek Hill. He had quite a little something.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and a number 16 overall wide receiver is pretty good too. I don't know if I trust our coaching staff the same way. I don't know if I trust Tua to stay healthy. I don't know if I trust Tua to play in the cold weather. Like there's a lot of things to not like about it as well. But, right. The vet min kind of makes it easier. And then if he gets hurt or whatever, top of 2027, I guess. DNY for life says Drew at 44 reminds me of an undeveloped Josh Allen. That's going to be the comparison that a lot of people draw because he's so big. He's got the size, like the hand size is there. He's like just shy of 10-inch hands. Like everything about him, and you could talk yourself into circles, right? Like Franklin, was the head coach holding him back? Was the offensive coordinator who got fired holding him back? Was the wide receiver crew that he had not great? Was Tyler Warren going to the NFL a real big dampener on how Al played? Those are all realistic things that we need to discuss, and maybe you talk yourself into that discussion. He definitely fits the mold of a Frank Reich quarterback for sure, and a cold weather quarterback is very intriguing. When you take someone from a USC or from a Southern school like that, you wonder if they can play in this type of element. I don't know. I don't feel like I saw the clutch factor with Al at the collegiate level. Like I was always looking for him to do a little bit more, and it never quite got there. I'm open to it, but it just didn't pass the eyeball test for me. Matt, what are your thoughts on Al overall, and then maybe even at 44?
He is a really tough evaluation because I think there's some things that you can like about him from the traits perspective, right? Like he has the prototypical size, he can escape, he has a strong arm, but I think he also underwhelmed this year before the injury. And we've said this a lot, but in Penn State's biggest games, I thought he came up small. And yeah, you could blame the receiving core and the coach and all that, but
yeah.
Eventually, like if you're the guy, you have to elevate the rest of your team. And I think there's some exciting traits with him, but he also scares the life out of me. really don't know. I think the range of outcomes for him is so wide. I think the floor is low, but I think the ceiling is high. And those players, they just scare the crap out of me, dude.
Bean, what about you? What are your thoughts on LR and 44?
I'm not far from Matt. Like here's the thing. I have warmed to him. I didn't like the thing is I was really looking forward. He was one of the guys that I was really looking forward to looking at this year. You know what I mean? He was one of the main ones. He was way out front, and some others that I wanted to see what they looked like this year. And he got hurt, and it sucks because I didn't love like the Matt said it perfectly. In the games where you needed him, he played small ball. And so it's like that's tough, but he's young, right? So, there's all that kind of stuff. And then the supporting cast and all the things that were mentioned. He's an intriguing guy. And if you're talking about the second round, like I think like if he played all year, there's the very realistic potential that he's talked about in the first round. So you could be getting somebody. So like I don't know. I think again, and I've been saying this shit all night, with Frank Reich, with Musgrave, if you got a vet that's, worth a shit in here, whether it's Brissett, whether it's Carr, whether it's Cousins, somebody along, we got Bailey Zappi here too. I heard he's real nice. Good fella, good patriot, fucking loser that I don't want on the team. That guy. So but if we bring him in, Alar, into a room that's got adults in it and they all know what they're talking about, that's the kind of thing where this type of a quarterback might flourish, and you got to get Wilson and an A.D. Mitchell here. And if we do at 16 end up getting Tyson or one of these guys, you know what I mean? Like we're really talking about something, man. And then again, like you let the vet start the season, and you just let them work it out with some real coaches that have done it. They've developed real live NFL quarterbacks that have thrown for 4,000 yards. Reich's been to the Super Bowl. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's real stuff here now. And I think Alar coming now might be exactly what the doctor ordered for us if there's a good vet that can be in front of him for a bit.
JJ comes in and says, our O-line is fair. Yeah, I mean, we've got three of the pieces kind of figured out with the flexibility of Tippmann as well. I mean, you could go guard, and if you felt like you wanted to kick him inside, you could make him the center. I would like to see us go center in this draft, and I would like to see us go guard at some point in this draft, and just kind of build a pipeline. Go late on the center, fifth round or whatever, and then bring in someone else. I think Simpson and AVT are probably gone, and I don't know who we're maybe looking at in free agency for that position. Being any way you kind of want to address that guard position, and what do you think about center?
Well, I mean, look. Here's my dream scenario for the free agent period. And again, this is going to change our draft and everything. My dream scenario is this, that we take two big swings and land them in free agency. Two big, one offense, one defense. I would love to see Devin Lloyd brought on because we're not getting Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese both. And I think the Jets are going to go with Reese, getting rid of JJ, and it just makes sense. It just speaks to me that way. So I think getting Devin Lloyd in here, imagine it, dude. You got Will McDonald on one side, OLB, right? Then you got fucking Devin Lloyd and Jamian Sherwood in the middle. And then Jamian Sherwood, all his job is just to read, react, tackle. He doesn't have to think and call plays and all that kind of shit. And then you got Arvell Reese on the other side. Now we're talking about something. And you got Briggs and Phillips and Tavondre Sweat clogging up the middle of the field. That's fun, and then on offense, to your point, if Linderbaum makes it to free agency, you got to be aggressive with him, man. You just got to be the first call with the biggest, fattest check that you can do. And go, look, buddy, we got Frank Reich. This is our plans. We got this. You'll fucking be playing next to Tippmann, and we're going to draft a guard or whatever, you got Olu and Membu. we're going to build the best line in the league. That's what we're doing. You're going to be the centerpiece of that. That kind of a thing. If we're able to pull that off, that's magic to me. All right. Then we're going into the draft and you can get your guard in the second, third round, fourth round, whatever, there's some guys. But anyway, if not, you're really, look, they could be fine with Myers at center and just looking at the guard, and that, in which case forfeits is done. And then you're looking at some depth pieces maybe later in the draft. But so all they got to really do is fill that guard spot in the draft. They can do that in the first or second round. Like you can get that done. Just nail it down. Like I don't know if it was you or Matt who said it before. Like keep a strength to strength. I think it was Matt. Keep a strength to strength, man. Like so, if Vega's there, or just like you said, Pregnon or whoever in the second, and you're able to just do it. Like don't fucking play games. I know what you're saying about the third, fourth round, and I believe in that wholeheartedly. Like you should be able to get your offensive lineman in the fourth round, but maybe not your initial instant starter in the fourth round. That's a guy you want to sit for a year. If you got a question, if you're going with Myers, dude, your two guards got to be really strong. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on it. I hope it wasn't too convoluted, but that's kind of how I see it.
I thought it made sense. And you know what?
Thanks.
If we operate, the way I keep saying this offseason, I want to operate around this realm of what creates the most nurturing environment for a young quarterback, whether it's this year or next year, and that's adding a receiver, it's building out the rest of the offensive line, and, that does solve all of that. Jake says, O-line is good, our one asset. Matt, any thoughts on how you might want to address center and guard at all? Draft picks, free agency, what's your kind of framework on how you'd like to see that, assuming Simpson and AVT are gone?
Yeah, assuming if they are gone, then I would look to draft Logan Jones on day 3 to sit behind the center for this year and Josh Myers and have him as the long-term answer. And then at guard, it depends on who some of these other free agents are at the position, right? Like, I feel like we've spent so much time talking about AVT and John Simpson, assuming that they would be back, but, that might not end up being the case. I really like Pregnon. I know that's your guy too. You mock him a lot in the second round, and I think it would be in play for them. And I'd feel comfortable with him as a starter because of how good Olu was last year and the right side of that offensive line. I think it'd be more than a competent.
JJ comes in and says, Simpson is a football dummy. No, thank you. I don't see that at all. I think Simpson is definitely
dummy.
Got it together. He's talking about maybe not Ty Simpson. He's talking about
he's talking about Ty Simpson.
Is he talking about Ty Simpson?
No. He's talking about Ty Simpson.
I'm going to pretend he's talking about John Simpson because John Simpson's a little bit of a dummy. He got a whole lot of penalties. I don't think Ty Simpson's a dummy. I'd be fine with Ty Simpson. JJ comes in and follows it up.
If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I'm fairly certain.
Oh no, I would bet you're probably correct on that. I'm just going to pretend it's not. JJ says, there is zero chance Frank Reich will allow a Simpson pick. He is just too dumb to play quarterback in the NFL. Well, I guess that kind of solves
there's the confirmation.
There, we figured it out. They don't do the Wonderlic test anymore, so that's probably, whatever. I think it was Samini. Someone was talking about how they don't believe the Jets are in play for Simpson this year. So if that's not the case at 16, I struggle to see him making it to 33. I think it's one of those situations where you probably pivot your thought process if he does make it that far. Frank Reich, outside of the Bryce Young pick, all his quarterbacks have been like 6'4", 6'5", and like 220 pounds. So what did Simpson come in at? Like 6'2"? Was he like just shy of 6'2" maybe? I feel like was the numbers I saw.
6'1".
6'1". And then he was at, I think, 212 or 215-ish, somewhere around there. I don't know. Jake comes in and says, I was saying give me 2 of the 3 Ohio guys in the first round all offseason. Seems like they're all top 10 now. I'm sad. Well, I think I think Reese and I think Styles are a lock for the top I would say 5 or 6. Like Washington's is, I think Styles' floor, and Reese's floor too. Like in the event that like we don't go Reese, I don't think he's fallen much further than top 5. But Downs with this new injury and the degenerative, I guess it's degenerative ACL potential, the meniscus tear, he has real potential to be there at 16. And I think that's one of those situations where you start to consider it and you say, okay, the risk could be worth the reward of what he brings to the table. Now, my caveat to that is Thieneman did so well at the combine and he looks so impressive, across the board that like, I think there's a situation where if there's too much question about that leg for Downs, that you could see the Oregon safety go ahead of him. Matt, any thought on that?
That's bold, really bold. I still think someone's going to take a chance on Caleb Downs by thinking that even with the injury concern, just saying it with how high the ceiling is, and they're going to hope. I think Thieneman could go in the first round, but just what Downs put on tape, I think is going to be so hard for teams to pass up on.
I don't think he missed any games either. So like how big of an issue is this degenerative ACL? And honestly, if you're this like average NFL length of a first rounder is probably 5 to 6 years anyway. If you think you can get at least that much from him, then you're probably hitting the average. Being any thoughts on Downs at all at 16?
If he's there at 16, I'm probably pulling the trigger. To be honest, I mean, look, all that stuff is scary. But if you're gonna get, a full first contract out of him, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we've traded all our other first round picks for the last decade and a half.
It, dude.
Why the fuck not?
I mean, shit. I mean, who's left? I mean, we just tagged Breece and we got G-dubs hanging around, but it's like everybody's toast. Yeah. So whatever, man. We don't have to worry about it. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'd pull the trigger on Downs. If he's sliding to 16, it's like that guy. Wouldn't it be nice if we were the recipient of one of those?
Yeah.
Like, well, who is the guy?
You had Jalen Carter fall down to the Eagles.
You
have
he fell down.
Hamilton
Remember
and Linderbaum
Tunsil
fall to the Ravens, and like it's all those guys.
Remember Tunsil? Tunsil got like the day before the
mask.
draft, the fucking gas mask, which is, by the way, at the time it seemed like, oh my God, what's wrong with this? Now everybody's got gas masks for their weed. Everybody's fucking doing that shit, man. But like Tunsil was like an all-pro for a decade. That kind of level of play. And it was like, yeah, but he smokes pot in a fucking gas mask. Who gives a shit anymore? So if Caleb Downs, I don't know. It's a little scarier than the gas mask, of course. But I'm pulling the trigger if he's there. They might like Thieneman more, though.
Yeah.
Who knows?
JJ says, I would take a shot on LR at 44. All right. I think a lot of people will. It seems like that was our poll question right now is leading the way. 50% say LR at 44 over Simpson at 16. Diego Pavia is dead last at 6%. Or no, sorry, 8% in the 6th round. Cole Payton, 17%.
I know where Rusty Spooner voted.
I have no idea what Rusty Spooner feels on this.
He voted for Pavia.
There we go.
He did.
Jake says, when we traded JJ, who checked the D tackle's weight first? Well, as soon as we traded for him, I was like, all right, let me check what this guy is, what his contract is. And I was like, oh, damn, this dude's a heavy mother trucker and a big dude.
Yeah, what is he, 360, right?
364,
like that?
I think, was the number.
Dude, that's how many years?
Dude, you've been talking about a big fatty in the middle for years at this point.
Dude, I've been saying 340 plus since I've known you guys. And this is the first time. This is it. I sucks that we had to get rid of JJ. What's all this noise about JJ? JJ seemed like the consummate professional the whole time he was here. Now he's douchebag Magoo.
Is he a douchebag? I didn't know that. He apparently had like asked for a trade behind the scenes. I like that him and Quinnen handled it that way. Like I don't have any ill feelings towards either one of them. And I totally understand JJ. I think a lot of it for this year for both him and AVT. This was kind of some degree of a prove it year. I think there was probably a little regret on the Jets side of things post trade deadline. Like, maybe we should have pulled the trigger on that second round pick. And then with Salah going to Tennessee, it kind of opened that door again. Like, hey, look, we need to spend a relatively high pick on a defensive tackle, more than likely. Now we're getting a guy that was drafted highly in the second round, 2 years left on his deal. We're shaving off $10 million of salary for JJ. We're getting his replacement at the top part of the draft at number 2. Like, I think it just kind of fell into place. There were some Titans fans on the friggin' internet that were just absolutely irritating. I think it was Tic Tac Titans on my Twitter feed over and over again. I was like, please the Jets. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, what is going on? I was like, this is just totally irrational. And I got mad. I was ready to throw my phone.
I heard a very depressing Jermaine Johnson stat that I wanted to share with you both.
It's the amount of sacks.
Yeah.
I think.
It is. So he finished his career with 13 sacks with the Jets. Do you know who had more sacks as a Jet than Jermaine Johnson did?
Is it Michael Clemens?
Jamal Adams.
Quentin Coples.
Oh, no way. How long was Coples on our team for? Was it like the full 4?
3.5. He got traded in his 4th year.
Oh, geez. I don't even remember trading him.
Yeah. Carolina. Wasn't it Carolina?
Miami,
we traded him too.
Or they might have just released him and Miami picked him up. But he that was his last year in the league, 2015.
Yeah.
Man, what a dud. That was the year we could have gotten Chandler Jones, I think, right? Was that draft? I think it was.
Probably.
Damn. Lou comes in. Lou says, I wanted Downs at 2 if we get him at 16. Holy smokes. Yeah, I think a lot of Jet fans were talking about Downs at 2 as a potential. I wouldn't have liked that choice. I would have been pretty upset if we went that direction. I think now the trade of JJ makes it highly unlikely we go any other direction other than edge rusher at 2. Being your thoughts on Downs at 2 at one point, and then do you think there's any direction you could see the Jets going at 2 other than edge rusher?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think before you heard about these weird, this degenerative issue and the other issue that they're saying, I forget what it was, but they're saying it's not really the biggest concern, but the degenerative injury thing that they're talking about with him is definitely concerning, which is why you can't take him at 2. I mean, it's the whole positional value thing that we were concerned with. That's all real. I don't give a shit so much if you're going to get a really, really good game-changing type of a player. Whether or not you think he's that is another story. But if taking him at 2 now, which is why it would be crazy, which is why he's likely to slip. Now, whether or not he slips all the way to 16, that's another story. And that, look, even at 16, dude, that's still the top half of the draft of the first round pick, man. You got to be real careful with that kind of stuff. It's premium capital here. So you got to think about it. But as far as the Jets not going to edge rusher, I don't think it would be Downs at 2, especially now, but I could see them coveting Sonny Styles. I could see that. I could also see it where they go for Carnell Tate. I can see it. I don't think it's likely, but I think I could see it, and I wouldn't be blown away if they decided to go that route.
If they had they have their quarterback at 2, I would be so excited. I really like Sonny Styles. Like I want that to be the pick in the worst way, and like I don't think we have the stones to do that. Because of the JJ trade, I struggle to see that actually being the pick. Matt, your thoughts on the number 2 pick?
I was just going to say, I would love Sonny Styles on this team. I think he's a super fun prospect. But after this trade, I think it's between 2 guys, David Bailey and Arvell Reese. I think those are the 2 most likely picks for the Jets at pick 2. if I was to choose another position, it would be Sonny Styles as the next most likely. But beyond that, I like the Carnell Tate idea. I don't hate it. I just that would surprise me more than them going with linebacker. That feels like a much bigger need for this team.
Yeah, the same way I felt about Sauce when we made that selection at 4. There is a statement that you're making with the number 2 overall pick. You're saying this is the type of player that our team is going to be built around. And Styles, for me, just kind of hits every single aspect of it. Just like perfect RAS score. You're talking no missed tackles, like just an absolute freak. Even his like rushing ability was better than Arvell Reese's. Arvell Reese just has that bend to him that's so coveted. God damn, it's so exciting that we should be getting a very, very good player at number 2. The Carnell Tate combine kind of soured me a little bit, not because of his 40. I don't care so much about that. I think he's plenty fast. The height, I think he listed at 6'4", 6'5". Am I like misremembering that? And he came in at, I think, 6'2". I was sort of hoping he'd be a bit taller, kind of hoping that we'd get that different size receiver as an option. And since he's not as high, it sort of makes me less inclined to want to, I don't want to say reach at 2, but since the combine, it makes me less likely to want to go that particular direction. Being any thoughts on maybe Carnell Tate coming in a little bit smaller or anything along those lines?
Well, I do want to talk about Quentin Coples.
Fire away.
So the 2 things. One is the Jermaine Johnson stat. It's skewed because we lost him for a full season. He got injured game 2. So that's, you know what I mean? That's the thing. So Quentin Coples played. So Jermaine Johnson was actually doing better. But Quentin Coples, there's a comment in the chat from Mike Saunders, which is great. I think it's Mike Saunders. He says, Coples is the Kyler Murray of defensive ends. That was his problem. And, dude, Quentin Coples could have been the best in the NFL. Whenever he wanted to turn it on, he was unstoppable. And that's when he would get his numbers. He would just fucking push through everybody. And he was slippery. He was super big, long, and strong, but he was slippery too. The reason that nobody wanted him is because the knock on him was he is lazy as hell and will take not plays off, games off. Like he'll take full games off. Rex told him, if you're there with our pick, we're taking you. Rex thought that he could be the motivator, just like he thought he could do that with Vernon Golston. And remember, he started fights. We send guys to start fights with Vernon Golston, all the shit that he tried. Rex didn't understand that you can't get through to everybody. Some people just don't want it. It's like, he was a great motivator. He could get a lot out of a lot of people, but he couldn't at a Quentin Coples. That really sucked because he was a potentially truly great player, man. And you saw it some games. Remember that game when he fucking broke through and clotheslined the running back? You guys remember that one?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
So anyway.
He had a few plays where it was just monster, but then it just disappeared.
He would disappear for 4 or 5 games in a row, and then he would come in, he would dominate, and then he was gone again. Like, he just sucked. Remember, he played with Muhammad Wilkerson. Muhammad Wilkerson, when he was in our good graces playing well, said, like, Coples is significantly better player than I am.
I didn't know that.
Remember that?
No, I didn't remember that quote. That's wild.
Yeah.
E-Boogie says, AG got balls. The pick will be Sonny Styles, I believe. Dude, if we pick Sonny Styles at 2, like, I'm gonna lose my cool in the best way possible. Like, it will be so fun to have that. Like, I really want to root for Sonny. And what sucks is, like, I firmly believe, like, he could be going to the Giants at 5, and like that would sort of like twist me up a little bit.
It would hurt.
Yeah,
it would. And then the other side of it is like, fucking Arvell Reese is gonna go like 4 to Salah at that point. Then like if we don't go one or the, like, whoever is taken by Salah, I feel like is absolutely going to get a sack on us week 1 when we go into Tennessee. Like I'm so concretely
Oh, so is
believing
JJ.
JJ will get a sack. First round draft pick will get a
Yeah,
sack.
we know this story.
We've seen this play out 100 times over.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Steven says, what is Ryan doing in the fridge? So I'm not doing anything in the fridge. So I have my 3D printer going, and I'm swapping out little parts, and I'm just changing the plate and printing new things as we're going. And I saw a 3D printed, like, the little pop shot basketball things you could play like at a carnival or whatever. They have a desktop one that you can print and assemble. And I want to make it for my desk at work. With March Madness coming up, I just want to flick little basketballs
that's cool.
into hoops. Who knows if it works, but it doesn't take a whole lot of filament to do it. So I'm going to give it a try. That's what I'm doing. Wyatt, what's up, dude? Says Drew Allar won't be available in the second round. So he's thinking someone's going to take him in the first round.
Wow.
I mean,
I don't know, Ryan.
That'd
be interesting.
Would it shock me if he went in the first round? I don't want the Jets to do it, but I could see a situation where a team with an extra first round pick is all right burning that pick on a future quarterback that could sit for a while behind a Hall of Famer. And that team would be the Rams. But man, that feels so early. Like, I don't think he played well enough to really, I don't know. If there was a team that did it in the first, Bean, what are you thinking? Like Steelers, Pittsburgh, and like, I don't see it.
No, I don't see it. Like, that's the thing. I struggle with this one, Ryan.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, I mean, like somebody like the Green Bay method, right?
Yeah. Let him sit
like
for
taking
a while.
him knowing full well he's not playing for 2 years, but going ahead and because when you have a quarterback, you can do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can take some. You can it affords you some leniency to take some risks.
Mm.
It's like when the Patriots had Tom Brady. It's like you could do all kinds of wacky shit because at the end of the day, you got Tom Brady.
Mm.
He's going to figure it out at the end of the game. He's going to figure out how to win the game. So if you're one of those teams like you mentioned, the Rams, and like I don't know, Stafford, how many years does he have left here?
But
if he's got two,
playing super well. I mean,
yeah,
he's the MVP.
Yeah, you could talk, 2-3 years probably. Like,
yeah,
they don't necessarily have to go this year on it. I think it's just because they got the extra first that maybe there's some discussion about going quarterback. But
yeah, I think it makes sense.
Yeah,
if they like him.
I'm trying to see where Allar is going in some mock drafts. Actually, so on Tankathon, they have 4 rounds of mock draft. And the final pick in the 4th round is a compensatory pick from the New York Jets, and they have him taking Drew Allar in the 4th round.
Oh, perfect.
I don't think he's going to make it that far. But, I don't know. Let's see. Who else is in here? I see Ryan King. What's good, dude? Says, breaded or naked wings? Would naked wings be like a grilled wing? Like, what is considered a naked wing? I feel like I would always want a breaded one.
Naked. Yeah, no breading. And I'm naked all day. The breading on fucking wings is absurd.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I don't. I like a good breading. I feel like it holds the sauce better than the
Not me.
As a celiac disease haver, it is naked wings all day.
Yeah, there you go, Matt.
Should we do it? Let's switch the poll up. We got a half hour. We got to do some food stuff. Matt, can you make a poll question that says breaded or naked wings? See where the chat falls on this. Ryan King follows that up with, do you think Hall wants to be here? The Jets tagged him to trade, or the Jets tagged him to trade him. Maybe he doesn't want to sign with us, and that's why we tagged him. I didn't really get. There were points in the offseason and points during the season where I definitely felt like he didn't want to be here, and I think some of this is hoping we can convince him to want to be here. I think at the very least you tag him to give yourself the opportunity to either sign him long-term or to trade him. My hope is that we have a foundation in place. We go into the season with him someone else's running back gets hurt. We've made the decision at this point, oh, look, Braylon Allen does look really good. Our season's maybe not going the way we want it to go. And now we will move Breece to a playoff team that wants to give up maybe a little bit more than we could currently get right now for him, because we'll have eaten half of the franchise tag by the time the trade deadline comes around. Now, if you can work out a 3-year contract, call it $36 million or whatever, that would be my preferred route. But I'd want to structure it in a way that is also similar to the franchise tag, where it's, or I shouldn't even say to the franchise tag, but similar to like Sauce, where you can pay him his signing bonus, but it's a very favorable tradable contract that makes his value higher because he's already on the deal. And I think you could probably have that discussion with Breece too. Like, hey, look, we're going to pay you well like it's a franchise tag. And if it doesn't work out well, we're going to have you in a structured contract that makes you easier to trade so we can maximize your value. And I think that's a reasonable conversation to have with the player that's been here. And I think Breece would probably be open to that. Matt, what are your thoughts on the franchise tag with Hall? Do you think Hall wants to be here? Do you think we could work out a long-term deal? Do you think it was just done to give us the option to trade him?
I think if it got to that, right, but I don't think that's the indication. I think the plan is still to try to work out a long-term contract extension with Breece Hall, and I'd give him a 3-year deal between $11 and $12 million. I think that's the number. I think it's a fair price, and if he doesn't, well, then play on the 1-year franchise tag. It's fully guaranteed at $14 million. You'd be the 4th highest paid running back in terms of AAV in 2026. And try your luck next year. That would be kind of my messaging at that point. But I'm not necessarily in a hurry to trade Breece Hall, but it is an option for you now with the franchise tag, which is why I think it was important that they did it.
Yep.
Bean, your thoughts on Hall, and do you think he wants to be here? Do you think he was more of like a tradable, maneuver? And when do you think that trade could happen? Like, do you think it's a trade deadline? Do you think it's before the season? Do you think it's at the draft?
This non-exclusive tag, that allows them to look for trades. So what is the compensation if somebody decides to give them and we don't match it? What is the compensation that we get with this one?
It would be 2
firsts.
ones. It's not going to happen.
Nobody on earth is giving us that. This is an end. That's a fucking non-starter.
I would be open to using Breece as a trade chip to move around the draft board. Like, I don't know what his value is on a tag.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if that's what we're doing and we're going to take Love at 2?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That breaks
I mean,
so
you
many
tank
brains.
Breece's value immediately as soon as you make that draft pick. I can't see him.
It's fucking Breece is what he is. You just you make the arrangement beforehand. You know what I mean?
You say like, all right, Breece Hall was just traded. Oh my god, it's gonna be Love. It's gonna be. I mean, dude, Love is a hell of a player. He would be super fun. I struggle to see the Jets do that there.
It'd be like having a Lamborghini with no engine.
Yeah,
with the number of other holes they have on this team.
He's a special player. Him and Styles, I think.
Yeah, but here's what you do. Yeah, but look, you do this instead, though. They say, fuck the defense. We're just going to get a bunch of losers, and they're going to not be able to stop. They're just going to do what they got to do.
44 to 48 all year. That's what we want.
We're going to get Love at 2. We're going to get Tyson at 16. We're going to get Vega at 16. We're going to get Vega at 16. Then you're going to get Omar Cooper at 32 or 33. And then you get the best linebacker or whatever if you want to pretend you care about defense.
Okay.
You can do worse things. I feel like loading up on offense. Like, we've spent so many assets on the defensive side over the last 20 years or whatever. Like, there's definitely like very sound reasoning to just load up the offense because that's where games are won. We can't keep having these fucking 13-point games consistently. Like, I'm cool with losing because we have a bad defense. Like, let's go 44 points. Like, let's go have fun. I want to be entertained for a whole damn football season. I don't want to get into fucking October and be like, oh, great, here comes the draft box again. Like, no, at least, like, entertain me. Like, then I can be excited for mocks, but then entertained on Sundays. That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, throw the ball around. right, Matt? Like, just fucking throw it into the end zone. Let it rip. What are we doing? That's why I hate when, like, I watch the Jets, like, the end of the year, and we're playing, like, conservative with fucking 2 wins. It's like, what are we doing?
With Brady Cook starting.
They should go out there and go, you guys want to have a fucking, like, the pregame meeting should be like, you guys want to have some fun today? You guys want to have a good time? We're going to fucking throw this thing all over the joint. And I'm blitzing this shit out of everybody. That's what we're going to do. You fucking ready? They're like, ah! That's what they would be like. Let's go. Fucking Brady Cook. Gonna throw this shit all over the place. That's what we're doing.
Just have fun.
Man.
That's why I like Taylor and Green. Like, we're just going to run the Wildcat. Grab him late, him and Breece, pound the rock. Like, screw it.
Do it.
He's got a howitzer. Just I don't know if he can hit the wide receiver. He might be throwing it, out the back of the end zone or over their head.
Like Joe Milton.
Yeah, Joe Milton. Just it's cool. Whatever. Good questions, Ryan. Good questions. JJ says, I don't want to retread quarterback either. Fuck Tua. It is kind of like a hawk Tua. Love it.
They're all going to be retreads, though, no?
It's got
every single free agent is going to be a retread.
Yeah, and it's going to, like, they're not just going to start a rookie either. Like, that's not, I don't see any situation where we're like, okay, the rookie's starting. Short of us being able to get Mendoza in some wacky trade scenario, like maybe there's a situation where the Raiders are like, hey, the Jets are just desperate enough to get their guy. Like they're offering up 3 ones. They're 2 this year and 1 next year. Like, let's just do it. We're going to trade Crosby for a fucking haul. We're going to get 2 firsts for him, and then they'll have like 7 firsts in 2 years. And like, that's how they rebuild their team. Like, if we'd have to get so desperate for us to not have a retread quarterback start the season for us. Like, I can't see any situation where it's not a retread. Bean, any thoughts on like a rookie actually starting week 1 for us, barring injury?
I just want to. Yeah, well, I'll answer that. I just want to make note of tea time has not stopped the entire night.
What he said
with saying Alar sucks. It's been very consistent, man. And it's funny because he's right above Tony the GM, who is Alar's biggest fan.
He's a natural thrower of football.
Hilarious.
With every single one of these quarterbacks, you have people who think they're the greatest thing ever and that they are the worst thing ever. And we are all watching these games with our same eyeballs. It is the
best. Well, it's the dress, Matt. It's the fucking, you see white and gold, you see blue and black. And we're looking at the same thing. I remember when that dress was shown to me, somebody said, hey, what do you see? And I said, what do you mean, what do I see? Like, what do you see? I'm like, a fucking dress. They're like, what color is it? I'm like, what is this? I'm like, it's blue and black. And they were like, you're lying. I'm like, I'm lying? About what? I don't even know what this is. I got so mad. You're like, it's white and gold. I'm like, give me that. I'm like, you're fucking, what is this? But they couldn't see the blue, and my wife saw white and gold.
Oh, yeah. That was a wild thing.
What does that tell you?
How long ago was that? That'd be a decade ago at this point.
At least.
That was a decade at least. That was like 2015, I think. Something like that. Wow. But so what that tells us is, to Matt's point, is that we should not be getting mad at each other for anything. Because the truth is we're not even seeing the same shit. We're not seeing, that dress proved it, dude. Like, when you look at a tree or a fucking bush, you might be seeing like a blue thorny fucking, and I'm looking at a green fucking soft. It doesn't matter. We're looking at 2 different things. I don't like those bushes. Oh, I love those bushes. Well, because we're not seeing the same bush. And the same thing with through Alar, right? He's 6'6", I think he is. A fucking monster. He's Vinny Testaverde.
He's fee-fi-fo-fumming over there.
He's fee-fi-fo-fumming, and he throws this thing called a football to other guys that are running down the field fast. Hey, throw it to me. And he throws it, and one guy goes, look at that throw. The other guy goes, that throw sucks, because it's the dress. That's what it is. That's why I don't get mad anymore. Dude, that fucking dress changed my life. I looked at everybody differently. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, when
That's
people are
what
like,
you think?
oh, this is right, this is wrong. I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
I was clearly wrong on this. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
all I know is that if we don't score more fucking points, I don't care how many dresses we're wearing. If we don't score more points than they do, we end up with a loss.
It's so good.
Sam says, guys, how important is getting key contributors on day 3 of the draft? Would you prefer trading low picks for proven vets? Yes, Sam, I would. I would love to trade late round picks for guys. I would love to make a trade for 𝐒𝐿 Gary. I will be pounding that drum until it happens, and I don't think it's going to happen at this point because I haven't heard any rumors about it other than me spouting off about 𝐒𝐿 Gary coming over here, coming home, 2 years on his contract. He could be a cut casualty potentially. Come on, Jets, make it happen. Other guys you could talk about. I know Matt's brought up Jesse Bates. That would be a really fun one to get. Minkah Fitzpatrick comes to mind if he's not cut. I don't know if the Dolphins necessarily trade him in division or if they're just fine with letting him go anyway. Minkah's an interesting one because he's a Jersey kid. I don't know if he played Paramus Catholic. He was at one of the Jersey high schools. So maybe he might want to come home. I like trading for guys that I feel like we may not be able to attract in the open market because you have their rights captured. They're on your team. You own their contract. So yes, Sam. Can I say
something else? And I'm sorry, Sam. I'll talk to you in a second. But Tea Time wrote, Green Bean, the funny thing is, I don't really think 𝐒𝐿 sucks. I just
he's just twisted it for Tony.
He said it at least fucking 20 times tonight, man. It's the best.
Oh my god.
Oh,
he's
it's
just
so
trolling.
good, dude. And then everybody's talking about bushes. Oh, this is the fucking best, man. I
love this show.
This chat is so good, man.
JJ saying I'd rather see a bush than a dress.
Yeah, if somebody wrote the dress was green. What are you talking about? Guys, how important is getting key contributor 𝐷𝐲𝐚𝐽 for a trade? Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I think the thing is key contributors, right, doesn't mean starters, right? You want guys that play a role on the team. And even if that is developing, like you get us a 5th round guard and you can see in preseason that he's got chops and he's developing. So that in the event one of your guys goes down, you got a fucking kid that's strong and athletic and versatile or smart or whatever their traits are. And he's simmering on the back burner rather than what we've been seeing for the last 15 years, which is like, fuck it, man. We'll just get you. Come here. You're on the practice squad. Go over there. You're now the backup. And then what happens? We get an injury, and this kid goes in and goes, I never played center before. You just take the ball. You fucking watch football. Just snap it to the quarterback. Like, that's what we did with Xavier. That's what we did with Xavier Gibson.
Newman.
He got like 5 practice snaps on the sideline, and they're like, get in there. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? And what do we expect? And we're out here. We got fucking live streams going. We're paying money. We're eating fucking $8 hot dogs in the shitty stadium. And we're like, come on, Xavier Gibson, be good. He's like, I can't. I've never even played this position before. And so I think it's very important, Sam, to fucking get contributors. And if that contribution is even depth, solid depth, that is valuable. We have really not focused on, like we do. You saw it when Aaron Rodgers went down. If you ever had a question if we gave a fuck about depth, it went out the window. When Aaron Rodgers went down, they looked at each other and said,
that was it. We put all the eggs in the basket. You gambled on him not getting hurt like he's never really been hurt his entire career, and you shit your pants. It is what it is.
5, they went, oh
we
my
weren't
God.
expecting Zach to come back in. Shit.
Zach's like, I don't even have my helmet.
I thought I was off this team already.
Yeah, I thought you guys.
If you could give me a
me.
bunch of like Stiggers like level players, like that's great. That's the type of contributor I want. A guy that could perform on special teams, could come in a pinch, and could help make some plays.
Yeah, man.
Like do that.
Hell yeah.
Do that. Matt, any thoughts on trading picks for proven vets?
I love it. I think they have what, 10 picks right now?
I think it's more than
12.
Is it 12? It's 12. I undersold it. 10's a lot, but 12.
Let me make
12.
sure.
We've
over
got
here.
1, 2,
It might
3,
be
4,
12. I may
5,
have
6,
undersold it.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 picks.
Oh,
Okay.
you split the difference. All right, good.
So, but still, point being, you don't need to sit there and make every single one of those picks.
No, you got.
They did a really good job in August and during the season too, with like the Jarvis Brownlee trade, Harrison Phillips, Juwan Briggs, using 6th
Yeah.
and 7th round picks to get controllable assets, right? Like even the Devontae Sweat, I know they used Jermaine Johnson, but they got these guys on rookie contracts who have control for a couple more years to see and hopefully grow with this team as they, again, hopefully improve year over year. But yeah, I would absolutely look to use some of my day 3 capital. And let's be honest, last year I thought their day 3 plan was horrible. I think the only pick that we thought made any sense was Malachi Moore. Every other
Malachi
pick was
Moore.
going, what the heck is going
Dude,
on here?
Trading up for Barron, dude. What was that?
Disaster.
Disaster.
Aaron
Aaron
Smith.
Smith he's going to be fighting for a roster spot at wide receiver, man, especially if they draft someone or even if they sign another veteran and maybe draft someone like, I don't know what the plan was, but they need to seriously reevaluate going into this year's draft.
Dude, last year's day 3 was almost as bad as the Clemens Max Mitchell round 4 day 3, and then we had the 5, 6, 7 to do nothing except talk
fucking
about French
sat
fries.
around. I mean, at the time we were like, everyone kind of wanted Ruckert in that because it's just, hometown kid, Jet fan. Like that was a feel good pick. I felt like, Mitchell, I would like to see Mitchell be brought back, honestly. I feel like he's got some guard flexibility, swing tackle flexibility. Like, I do hope we kind of hold on to him. And his dad watches the show. So, like, what's up, Mr. Mitchell? Nice to see you.
Yeah, remember that? He was like, hey, Green Bean, you fucking still want the linebacker at 3
We're like,
or
what?
3rd round?
He was just walking around
I
the
was
parking lot like,
Bill.
holy smokes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great, man. It sucks, too, because we just re-signed Ruckert again, didn't we, for another year?
Oh, no, I was talking about Max Mitchell. I mean, yeah, Bill.
I know.
Bill Ruckert does, too. But
Bill
I like
Ruckert. That's what I was talking about. Sorry.
yeah, I know. I used my context clues. I figured it out. But
Yeah. Dude, how great is it that we're going to fucking bring Clemens back? This is the defense for him. Dude, he got a sack at the end of the year.
you know what?
Remember that?
He's trending up. We
I
might have
I
to use
do.
I know the tag deadline passed, but can we retroactively franchise tag him? We might have to.
Yeah. You gotta give him the transition tag at least.
Why not?
I see Ryan and Steven in the chat, but I want to jump down to 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐫𝐢. Thank you for the 20 spot, dude. Says, fellas, how would you feel if the Jets trade for 2 vet safeties over getting 1 or 2 from the draft? Freeze, Matt. Let's see if I don't know. If I think I got to change my. Hold on. I didn't change my.
Wait, hold
buttons.
on.
I got to find. Hold on. Where is it? Which one's that? There we go. I had to find it. I never changed my little button, so I think if I freeze Matt, I think it accidentally freezes Green Bean right now. My little keyboard.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you did it well, man. You did it well. Good. Get the fuck Matt out of here for a little while.
So
he's gotta go
𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐫
to
says
bed.
AG got balls, Sonny at 2. So oh god, that would be so much fun. But would we trade for 2 vet safeties over drafting one? Well, like
Who
let's
you
say you
trading
trade for
for?
Minkah Fitzpatrick and you trade for like
Okay.
a Jesse Bates or something like that. Like if both
All right.
guys.
What do you
could be
got to
cut-
give? What do you
if they're gonna
got to
get cut,
give?
late round picks? Call it a 6th. If they're gonna cut him, why not?
Yeah. If they're
and
going to
honestly,
cut him,
I like Minkah's contract versus what you may have to pay him. Spot Track has his value at 3 years, $19 million a year. His current contract, if traded, is 1 year, $15.6 million. Like, I like that in conjunction with also drafting a safety. I
There
don't
you
know
go.
if I don't
So-
know if I necessarily want to do 2 of those. But Bates, I don't think his contract's all that crazy. I think his is actually relatively reasonable on a trade.
how did Minkah play last year? Honestly, I didn't even.
His PFF was pretty good. I'll be honest, I didn't watch a whole heck of a lot of them. But
Yeah.
obviously we have
did
his
well,
pass
Matt?
game, his
Yeah.
defensive backs coach is with us as our DC. So
How do you get any picks? Did you do any of
I
that?
think he had one, if memory serves correct. Let me see if I can.
I'm pulling it up now.
Yeah, Rusty Spooner says we need a 6 for Zvada, the kicker. And I'm fucking with it, man.
Yo, I want.
Dom tried. We did our
Tyler
first
Smack?
mock.
Who's the kicker? It's something Smack.
Yeah, Smack. Smack is yeah, that's
yeah.
funny.
I want Smack.
Yeah, just because.
I just want to talk
But
Smack.
Vader's
Great name.
But so listen, I didn't even tell you. So we did our first mock. We're not doing it at 10 o'clock anymore because I can't do it because it's fucking retarded. Pardon my French. I'm sorry, everybody.
We were
It's
talking
ridiculous.
Sundays, right?
We did it on Sunday, and we did it at 7 o'clock. So the new title of the show is the 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock mock.
That's great.
Isn't that good? It just
Dude,
kind of rolled out. I'm
this
like,
is
oh,
great.
hey, I like that.
The 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock mock. It's 10 o'clock
the
somewhere.
Damn right it is. And but anyway, Dom tried to make it one of the rules of the mock. He's like, and one of the rules for this mock is we don't take kickers.
We have so many late round picks. Take a fucking kicker.
That's what I'm saying, man. Tired
Dom's
of
wrong. He's smart on a
Dom
lot of
is
things, but
wrong,
Dom's
dude.
wrong. We should make a shirt that says Dom's wrong.
Dom is wrong, right? Dom C
Late
is
round
wrong.
kicker.
Yeah, because I love Green Bean's point. You don't do it every year. You do it once, and hopefully don't have to do it for
A decade or more.
15 years. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It fucking makes perfect sense. Look at all these 6th-round picks we're fucking throwing in the turlet. You know?
Yeah.
Well, we traded.
How many guys did we take
used-
that didn't make the 53-man roster?
Right,
didn't even make
man.
the practice
It happens
squad.
every year. Dude, we traded 2 5ths for Tyler Barron. We used 2 5ths on Tyler Barron last year.
Could have used one of those for a kicker.
Dude, the craziest thing in the world is that 𝐒𝐿𝐲 used numerous 6th and 5ths last year, and we have 11 picks and $100 million and 2 firsts and 2 seconds and 3 firsts and a second next year. This fucking guy's out of control. And by the way, he's only been here 13 months and a week.
Now, do you
Like
guys
you like to think he's 2
do you
years.
guys
It's not 2
feel-
years.
Sorry. Do you guys feel like he is now disconnected from Glenn? Like I feel like he is. Like if Glenn bottoms out, barring some kind of epic collapse from 𝐒𝐿𝐲, I feel like 𝐒𝐿𝐲's going to be able to pick his coach next year.
I think so too.
I
Especially
have
if he has a good first 2 rounds this year, like with these fucking bullshit draft grades that come out. Oh, it's an A. If that happens, or if he makes some moves and just something like it's overtly positive,
yeah.
this guy's fucking standing on his own footing.
Yeah, I feel like our first 3 picks last year, it's like, okay, we got players. And if you can feel confident through the first 2 rounds that, okay, we got players, like you got a guy.
Yeah. And then day 3, he's got to do better, like Matt was saying. I mean, day 3
Yeah.
last year was fucking brutal. So you got to do better. But if you're going to botch one of the 3 days, that's the day to fuck it up.
The other
not
side of
night
things,
one.
too, we were using Joe Douglas's scouting department
Right.
when 𝐒𝐿𝐲 came in. So, like, he's got his staff now. So there is that maybe slight, maneuvering. I feel like it's easier also to get the top end guys. So maybe he's got more faith in his guys coming in. I don't know. Matt, any thoughts on 2 vet safeties over drafting one?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good. So, like, if you're telling me there's a world where you could trade for Jesse Bates and then also sign Cameron Curl or someone like that, yeah, talk about remaking a room overnight. I think that would go a really long way. And we're talking about a day 3, 5th or 6th round pick probably to get that done in a trade, and $15 million in cap hit for the other safety. So I'm about it. I don't know about trading for 2, but if it's like trade for 1, sign 1, then yeah, I'm totally on board.
Love it. Great
Let me
question.
just say. Oh, there's Dom. He's in here. Screw the kick. I knew it would pull him out. He's been quiet, but he's fucking here. Screw the kicker. Just get one in free agency cheap. Folk worked out just fine, bastards. I know I'm tired of, but here's the thing. I don't want to live that way just because it worked out. I don't want to live that way. Use a 6th or a 7th. Get the kicker, the young leg, and keep him for 10 years, 15 years sometimes. fucking end the debate. You know, that's what I'm saying, Dom C. We're gonna make that shirt though. Dom C is wrong.
100%.
That's a great
and it's got to
one.
have a kicker on it because I don't want to make it seem like Dom C is wrong.
Oh,
It's got to have a kicker on it because it has to be very clear that we don't believe Dom C is wrong on all his stuff. He's just very wrong on the kicker.
Yeah, he's right. Exactly. We don't want to insinuate that Dom C's wrong, like as a philosophy.
No,
Just this.
he's right more often than he's wrong, but he is wrong
Yeah.
on kicker. Ryan
He's
King
wrong.
says Tate at 2. You could do Tate at 2. Steven says, do we get 0 interceptions twice in a row? No, it's not going to happen. But I do hope we get 0 interceptions for week 1 because I think it's going to be in Tennessee. And I hope for our group bye, what I'm assuming is going to be week 2, is when we get to break the interception streak and we get to go nuts and have fun the same way we broke the roughing the passer call streak we had.
Oh my God.
I think you're severely missing a great opportunity for like a 3 interception performance against Robert Saleh and just
I
seeing
don't
his
care.
dumb face staring out into the abyss. That would bring me more joy than having to wait a week so that I could clap in the stadium.
I want to beat. I want to beat Robert Saleh.
Well said, brother.
I want to
was
beat
good.
his defense, and like our defense getting an interception when we're not in the building. I just want to, like, it would suck if it was like, you know, oh, we got the interception. It's like, and we still lost. Like, no, I want let's break the record at home. Let's do it together. We could be part
Why
of the
can't they
magic.
win? Are
They
are
can
the
win
Jets
and
ever
don't
allowed
get the
to win
interception. They
again?
can win and don't get the interception. Just get the interception week 2. That's what I want.
I still want
want
to hear
one of-
Robert Saleh.
I want Robert Saleh's
Week.
defense to cause a stupid penalty late, and we are on the
Yeah,
receiving
Quincy
end.
Williams late hit
Yes.
out of bounds.
Yes, 100%. Or JFM goes to the Titans like we all think he's going to go, and he gets a late hit, and we get some nice karma going the other way. It's going to happen.
Yeah, he's gonna sign Quincy Williams, right?
I think he's going to get
No doubt
Quincy.
in my
I
mind.
think he's going to get
All those guys. They're like, I'm
Yeah.
tired of being held accountable. I don't
Yeah,
like
and he-
fucking being benched when I suck.
Well, I think
Yeah. Dude, fucking Quincy Williams got benched by Aaron Glenn.
he played better after it. He needed it.
Played fucking better after it. So did Sherwood. He benched him too. He
Yeah.
said, listen, man, you two guys suck.
Rich says, say we take Styles at 2. Who will be our outside linebacker? I think you probably still need to bring someone in. I think Will McDonald could be one of them in certain situations. I think that's the hard part that I fall into with number 2. Like, because you traded JJ, it feels like edge needs to be the pick. Anzalone feels like he's coming from the Lions. So
Yeah,
that
he's
fills
coming.
that fills your linebacker spot that you would have been planning to put Styles in anyway.
That's Fireman Ed's last name, everybody.
It is.
Wonder if they're related.
I'm going to say they are.
Wonder if Fireman Ed's like, get him over here.
He probably is. I bet he'd be pretty pumped. I mean, I don't want to draft a cornerback, but if the kid from LSU somehow makes it to 16, it's not even pronounced the same way, but I'd be like, all right, we could take him. We could take him. Get the same last name as me, with the exception of the Y. I want it.
Close enough.
Close enough. I'd get a jersey with his name on it. And I don't want to buy any jerseys this year right now. Charles says, hello, gentlemen. Can't wait to meet you guys at the draft party. Hoboken, April 23rd. That's right. Charles got his ticket. What's up, Charles? We're
I'm so
to see you,
excited.
brother. So pumped.
I can't. Charles Gorman in the flesh is going to
Legendary.
be something special.
Legend.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, dude. That's so good. I'm so psyched, Charles. That's going to be fantastic. You know what I'm going to do for Charles? I'm going to act like one of those fucking shot girls in Mexico, in Tijuana, and I'm going to get a whistle, and I'm going to pour tequila down your throat. How's that sound? Then I'm going to charge you $200 like they tried to do to me. They walked up to me, fucking pulled my hair back, poured tequila down my throat until my mouth filled up, and I don't have a fucking filling mouth. So I just drank tequila.
It just kept going.
My mouth will never fill, dude. Like, I could just open my throat. You're pouring it into a fucking gas tank at that point. I'm like, what is this? She's like blowing a whistle. They're like, I'm like, ah. She's like, that'll be fucking 195. I'm like, you'll fuck yourself. How's that sound?
Kick rocks.
And where's the donkey show?
That's not what that means. Harry W. joins the OnlyFans.
Yeah, Harry!
Let's go. Let's go. Matt, can you head over to last week's stream while we go through these last super chats here? Let me in. Let me in. Says,
why is Mutt Viles going to be in the hospital? Wait a minute. What's going on? See
hold
this?
on. I see it.
I don't
see
know.
it.
What's
I'll
going
probably
on,
be in the
Mutt Viles?
hospital when the draft comes because he's having a kid. He's having a kid.
Oh, that was scary, man.
I'm like 95% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mutt Viles, but I'm like pretty positive that's what that is. So hopefully.
Green Bean is the throat goat from Stud City.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well, I don't drink because I can't stop drinking. That's why.
Jeez. Let me in says, what's up, guys? Watch Derek Carr be our starting quarterback week 1. Feels like typical Jets move, trying to attract free agents to come to the team. It's gonna be Derek Carr. I would put a solid. I'd probably put $100 on it. I would say I think Derek Carr will be the quarterback we bring in, whether or not he's the starting quarterback week 1 because fucking stupid injury or something in training camp. But like, yes, I think Carr's coming here. And I think it's not so much to attract free agents as much as it is to. I think some of it is selling tickets to the fans. I think some of it is trying to get the players to buy in and believe that they could have an opportunity to win. I think that is the most important part to this whole puzzle. I don't think you can go with someone like a, I don't know, like a Mariota and have the team feel like, all right, yeah, we're going to be competitive this year. At least with Carr, there's like that upside. JJ says, love it too. Screw it. Let's have some fun. I mean, you'd be getting a good player. I'd be very surprised if we went that direction.
Same.
And then again, Mutt Viles says, I'll be in the hospital. Let me just see. Did he comment in the chat? Yes, my son will be born around then. Ha ha.
Okay.
There you go.
Good reason for it then.
So if your son is born on draft day, are you naming him Matt Ryan or Green Bean or after one of our first round picks? Because those are your only options.
Right.
First name draft, last name Mutt Viles.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's good.
JJ says, how do I get a ticket for the draft party? Go to talkinjets.com. I don't know if you're looking at the screen at all, but there's a thing down in this corner that says Talkin' Jets draft party, talkinjets.com. There's also a ticker at the bottom going across the entire night that says hit that thumbs up with a little alarm button that says join us in Hoboken, New Jersey for our Talkin' Jets draft party.
Well, why not? Just ask. Fuck
That's
it.
all right. It gets us talking about it. JJ, I'm proud of you. I'm glad
Thank you, JJ.
Yeah, JJ's awesome.
Good man. Good man.
Thanks, Deborah. Green Bean is always the smartest person in the room. Thanks, Deborah. I want to hug and kiss you.
We know that. We want Green Bean for GM.
The other night we had Party with Peg and Artie was on. Right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Classic.
And then, but interestingly, so I'm talking to Party with Peg and Artie, and then all of a sudden I get another chat from Peg with a last name and Artie with a last name. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Are you two people now?
Is it possible that we have two Peg and Artie couples in here at the same moment? You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking crazy.
It's
and then it wasn't.
possible. I was going to say that checks out.
It was them. So one was Peg and one was Artie. That's what I figured out.
Huh.
Really good stuff. Yeah.
The more you know.
Yep, the more you know. All right, what do we got, Matt?
Okay. Gangrene 44 is the first name. Sing Sing.
All right.
Kyle Donkersloot.
Donkersloot.
Titan Shifter. And Wesley Gates.
That was Titan Shifter?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to drop one more in here just to make it not even, but just because.
I can't wait to make the Dom was wrong or Dom is wrong shirt and have that instead of the thinking is overrated on this screen.
Oh, it's going to be great.
It should be Dom is wrong and the O in Dom is a football with a kicker kicking the football.
That's going to be
now
so
we're
cool.
getting
somewhere.
I think
Now
that's
we're
what it has to
talking. Ryan's great. Ryan's great at this shit.
I got
the
some
last
stuff doodling around.
the last qualifier is Tank for Ty, the leader of the Ty Simpson fan club here on Jets Talking Jets. So there it is. All right, we got 39, Ryan. 39.
39. Chat, give me a number 1 through 39. I'm going to pick the 5th number I see, 1 through 39. Doom, 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 doom. Nope. Number 5. I think, right? Let me see. It's
Yes.
Danos doesn't count. Wyatt, Duncan, Spooner, Callie. Beefy says number 5. So number 5 is our winner tonight.
That's Hamza. That's
Hamza.
JJ.
There he is.
There he is. Let's see what he wins. He's going to
Hey,
win
you know
a
what?
fucking
Let's do
Dom is
this.
wrong shirt.
Hey, JJ, I'll give you the option. You can take the spin wheel. Well, actually, we can spin it either way. We could do the spin wheel, and if you want, since you were talking about the draft party, if you're interested, we'll give you a ticket to the draft party if
he
you want
gets
to
jersey or
swap
what?
it. You can swap it out. Whatever that's on the, you could get. Okay, so you want a hat. You get the hat, or you get a ticket to the draft party. Which one you want, brother? Let's see it. Comment in the chat. I know you're in there. I think he's in.
Derek, how do you get in on the action? All super chats and memberships are automatically in. And then we do some random shit throughout. Every 25 likes that we get, we do a qualifier. And Nightbot picks it. So it's like random and rigged.
I don't know if
Greeby
JJ's
makes it up. He just picks a random name from the chat.
That's right. I don't even do anything. I just pretend I'm writing shit all night. At the end of the night, I go, E-Boogie.
He's actually got a fake name called Nightbot. He's not even. We're not doing anything. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
It's
I
totally
write,
rigged.
YouTube
Why
does
do you
not
think
have
we
a
have the
fucking
rigged emoji? Ah, JJ's coming to the draft party. He's taking the ticks.
Nice. Smart man.
Good choice. See you
All
there,
right.
JJ.
Yeah, every night I write 25 times at least. Talking Jets. Unfortunately, YouTube does not support retrieval setting of stream game at this time.
And you don't copy and paste it. You type it out letter
That's
for
right. I
letter.
type it. The alias you set this command to be of gear does not exist.
JJ,
write
reach
that
out to
every
me,
night.
jetstalk247@gmail.com or talkinjetshow@gmail.com. Link in the description down below. And I'll get you the email confirmation so that way we can get you the ticket to come out and come to the draft party. We love to have you, dude. We're excited. Hell yeah. Boys and girls, we've reached the end of our stream. Let's go around our panel, give our closing thoughts. Bean, any last words before we hit that free agency period?
I'm just really psyched, man. This is going to be a fun time. I'm not doing the after-hours show again tonight. I thought I was going to, but I'm not. I'm learning that staying up past like 10 o'clock is not good for me. That's what I'm learning. And I had like all these shows that start at 10, start at 10:30. I started this shit when I was in the RV. That's why I can't. It's a whole different life. Anyway, I'm really psyched about the Jets, the Talking Jets draft party in Hoboken. I'm really hoping that a lot of you guys come, man. Like a lot of you guys. So I think half the tickets are gone, but guys, fucking come hang with us. It's going to be great.
O'Leary, any last words?
Yeah, get your tickets for the Talking Jets draft party. I'll be live streaming with Jeremy tomorrow at 3 o'clock, so come hang out on the channel for that.
Boys and girls, our poll question has 153 votes, and you guys voted for us to be naked at the draft party instead of breaded. Oh, man,
Hey,
baby,
now.
boys and girls, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. I can't wait for the draft party. Get your tickets, and I can't wait to start talking some free agency. Who are we getting? Are we going some big game hunting early on in the tampering period, or we'll be sitting here next week on Tuesday talking about the addition that we get. We've had it a few times where we're talking on Free Agent Tuesday, and a breaking news thing happens while we're live, and the whole chat starts going bonkers. So it's a great time. Make sure you're hanging out with us when that all goes down. We'll be back next week, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, Talking Jets, JETS.
Go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw green bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
He scores!
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk duns, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.